when you have a disagreement, take that disagreement into another space. Take that disagreement into another room. You don't disagree in front of your children. You don't want your children growing up thinking that that's life. That's part of being in a relationship, because it don't have to be.
Big dog shit, no half stepping. That's on me. Big dog shit, no half stepping. That's on me. Big dog shit, no half stepping. That's on me. Big dog shit, no half stepping.
So we back again, right? Episode 6, Supreme Dialect. We building, we still building, we conversing, we talking about life and living it and the trials and tribulations of what we go through to progress, you know what I'm saying, and mature as adults in and on God's green earth, right? So look, I'm gonna hit y'all with this, right? Having a child shouldn't have to bring out the man in me, because I wanted my child to be raised within a family. I don't want to go through the drama of having a baby's mama. Weekend visits and buying J's ain't gonna make me a father. I'm gonna leave y'all with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's common. Respect for life. And starting off with that, you know what I'm saying? This episode is gonna be about building that family and that positive and loving environment versus that negative and destructive environment that a lot of us stereotypically end up in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have 3 children, you know what I'm saying? My daughter and 2 sons, you know what I'm saying? My daughter being the oldest, my 2 little boys. I love them to death. But when you grow up a certain type of way and seeing a dysfunctional idea of what a family is, you tend to want better, I would think. You know what I'm saying? As you grow and journey off and begin and attempt to make your own family, right? You don't want that broken home. You don't want that living in different households type of thing. But sometimes it's not up to us. Sometimes it's not for us to make that determination. Sometimes 2 people are supposed to come together to make something that's the best parts of both of them, and then they're supposed to part ways, which that comes from lusting and not loving first. If you acknowledge what I'm saying, like, me and my daughter's mother, we weren't compatible, which is nothing wrong with that. Sometimes the building don't get built on the first try. That don't mean that 2 people can't separate and still get along and raise a child positively, you know? So, not saying anything's wrong with that, but from my perspective and what I wanted as I got older, because of how I grew up and seeing my mom struggle and not have a masculine figure in the household and the struggle she went through with me trying to find that same energy outside the house in the streets, I didn't want that for my children. So I messed up at the first attempt. But understanding that I messed up and where I messed up, you know what I'm saying, I got to retry it again, and now I have 2 boys, you know what I'm saying, with a woman that I know that was meant to be in my life forever, if you get what I'm saying. So you when you grow up, you know what I'm saying, like I did, you become jealous of people who got both parents, because you see the difference between having a mother and a father versus just having a mother around. You know what I'm saying? Me and my brother, we didn't grow with the right male figure in our lives, right? We had male figures in our lives, but it wasn't who was supposed to be that male figure in our lives, which was our fathers, right? You know what I'm saying? His wasn't there at all. Mine was there, then it wasn't, then it was there. You know what I'm saying? I got into that last episode. I'm not digging into that again because I can get completely off topic with that because of the energy behind that. But what I really want to talk about is, it's like what our children see in these walls, you know what I'm saying, behind these walls, in the comfort of this sanctuary that we call our home, is what becomes law to them, right? So we need to do better as parents of showing them a loving environment and a productive environment versus, you know what I'm saying, a destructive environment. Like I said, and when I mean destructive, I mean your children shouldn't have to grow up hearing arguing and yelling and disrespecting, and that doesn't have to be the thing. That don't have to be the stereotype that we, you know what I'm saying, make a reality to our children. Like, when you have a disagreement, take that disagreement into another space. Take that disagreement into another room. You don't disagree in front of your children. You don't want your children growing up thinking that that's life. That's part of being in a relationship, because it don't have to be. And all disagreements don't have to be fusses or straight up arguments to where the cuss words and the disrespecting and the name calling comes in. Like, it don't have to be that. They don't have to see that. They can see two adults have a disagreement and work through that disagreement and be okay. Like, it doesn't always have to be aggression, because, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't want to show our kids what aggression equals. It equals more aggression, right? So why do we show our kids hatefulness? And then when they grow up and end up with the wrong people, we can't blame nobody but ourselves because of what we showed them in the household. Because despite of what comes on TV, what's on social media, what they see in their household from the people that they respect and follow is what they're going to become subconsciously. So why not show them two people that love each other, two people that's not scared to show, you know what I'm saying, affection to one another, two people who know how to get through a disagreement without it ending up being physical or degrading. Like, that's a toxic environment. That's a non-productive environment. So why raise your kids like that? Like, why raise your kids for them to see that, you know what I'm saying, drinking is a fun thing to do? Nothing wrong with drinking, right? I'm not judging nobody on that. Like I said in one of my previous episodes, we was all there, right? But we don't have to show our children that that's a coping mechanism. That's a pastime, right? Show them something productive, like cooking or messing around in a flower bed or cleaning to calm your nerves. And like, y'all gotta understand what I'm saying. Like, man, we don't have to give them productive, destructive habits. You know what I'm saying? Just to cope with the issues of everyday life, the stresses of everyday life. Like, we grow up and we watch people do things, and those things that they do to cope becomes us. Because I know all the things I grew up watching people do around me when they were stressed out and going through things, it became me. Luckily, I didn't get trapped in those things because I understood that I had a problem, because I knew they had problems. But we all got to go, like I said, through your own journey. So even though you see something that you know is not right, you got to go through your journey and test it out. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. It's a part of the process. You know what I'm saying? It helps you get a better understanding and clarity on why you don't want to do things. You know what I'm saying? Like, these babies, man, they the best parts of two people. So why would you want to show them the worst parts of yourself? I don't want my kids to grow up and think that two people fussing is normal. I don't want my kids to grow up and think that domestic violence is normal. I don't want my kids to grow up and think that cussing a woman out or a woman cussing a man out is okay. Because it's not. I don't do it. I've never been one to even want to be in those type of confrontations with women. Like I said, they've happened before, but it just ain't in me. Like, I have a hard time even using the B word. Or, you know what I'm saying? All jokes aside. Because I understand one thing about a woman is, you know what I'm saying, that's the closest thing to God that we gonna see in the flesh. So we gotta treat that woman as such. And I try to show, you know what I'm saying, my son, I always tell my son, my oldest son, man, if anything ever happened in this house, you grab your mama. Like, I know I got hang-ups, I got daddy issues, but I want my son to understand that he's a protector. And the first person he needs to protect is his younger brother and his mom and his sister. He has to protect these women. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I raise my children. That's how I raise my son. Always check on your mama. Always do for your mama. When I'm not here, you the man of the house. Like, check the doors. Even though I'm here, check the front door, check the back door, make sure they lock. Like, things that I wasn't taught. You know what I'm saying? I try to show my daughter a loving environment. You know what I'm saying? Me and my wife rarely ever fuss, and when we do, it's not a fuss, it's a disagreement. There's no cussing, there's no yelling, there's no screaming, ain't none of that. I would never do that in front of my children if it was, but we might get quiet for a little while, you know what I'm saying, and gather our thoughts. Eventually somebody break, and you know what I'm saying, because there's so much love there, we just don't. Being angry ain't an option for a long period of time, right? Some people probably say I'm crazy. I don't whoop my kids. I have real life conversations with my children when they mess up. The conversations might last a long time, but I have real life examples, situations, and I make them understand, you know what I'm saying, why they can't do the things they do. So that when they do mess up, the mere idea of them letting me down, it does more than me grabbing a belt and whooping their ass. Like, that's just me. You know what I'm saying? Beating a child, it didn't get, I used to get my ass, I'm sorry. I used to get whooped because I was bad and it didn't affect me not one bit. So in my mind, it just don't work. All I do is instill fear in your children of you. Why would you want your children to be scared of you? Respect is better than fear. Anywhere, in any facet of life. You know what I'm saying? Whether you in the streets, whether you on this side, you know what I'm saying, of the road, respect will always beat fear. But I don't know, like, I just hate seeing like these toxic environments where people think it's okay to do certain things in front of these babies, man, and wonder why they grow up aggressive and acting out. It's because of what they see in their home. Like, if daddy ain't showing mama no respect, why would these little boys show these, you know what I'm saying, these women any type of respect? If mama ain't showing daddy no respect, why would these little girls respect or expect to give or receive that respect, if you acknowledge what I'm saying? Like, I don't want my daughter specifically coming home with no knucklehead. So I try to show her the things that a man should do. I want my son to both my sons to attract a beautiful, intelligent woman, not a knucklehead. So I show them the things that a man should do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't stay in the streets as much as I might have wanted to because I got a family to raise. Like, they need to see something different than just a street dude. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how good that you can make being that look, it still ain't conducive to having or raising, you know what I'm saying, your children the right way. Because you don't want them to think that that's the route to go. So we got to do things different than what we saw and how we was raised, man. Like, if you ain't learning through your process in life and you ain't seeing the do's and the don'ts, don't make no more little U's until you figure it out. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, we got to have them little U's to help us figure it out. But please, if you can't figure it out after the first one, please don't make 4, 5 more of them. We ain't gonna always get it right, man. Like I say, two people, sometimes they just not compatible, right? But that don't mean they can't raise a positive and a productive child. once they get out of each other's way. Once their egos get out the way and they start understanding that, you know what I'm saying, they got to raise that child, everything else falls into place. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got to be like back in the day where just because you had a baby that you just got to stay with this person, man. It's not reality. That's why a lot of people, not gonna go there, but yeah, man, it's nothing deep. Like my previous episode, it's just something I wanted to get out there because I feel like it needs to be said. I feel like us as a unit, when you come together, man, it's just certain things that we should and shouldn't be doing in front of these babies, man. Like we gotta break that curse of the Black dysfunctional family, man. You have some people come out of it but the trauma is always there, man. It's always back here. It's embedded. Trust me, I'm still dealing with mine. So you knowing that, or what you went through and how it made you feel, why would you want to put that on the next generation? Why would you want your children to bear and carry that same burden that you've been carrying? Break it with them. Show them different things, like grow up through them and with them. You gonna go through your hiccups, you gonna bump your head, but guess what? As long as you constantly learning and you constantly getting better and you dropping off the bad and negative stuff that you don't need and picking up the positive, productive stuff that you do need, that's all that matters, man. Like, just try to do better, try to be better. You know what I'm saying? These babies depending on us. And we ain't gonna always be around. So we gotta instill in them and put in them, you know what I'm saying, the ideals and the functions that's gonna keep them safe and keep them productive. And that way when they had their babies, you know what I'm saying, that they can make their babies even better than they was and even greater than we, you know what I'm saying, we was. I'm always all over the place. I just be talking, but from the comments and stuff I'm getting, people understanding where I'm coming from, and it's helping a lot of people, and that's what I'm doing it for. Because there's some stuff that need to be said that sometimes when people say stuff out loud, it turns on something in other people and it makes them change. So even though my stuff might not be in chronological or, you know what I'm saying, like awesome order, can't think of the word I'm looking for, like from the conversations I've had, you know what I'm saying, face to face and through the inbox and all that stuff, like I know I'm helping the people that need to be helped. Like I said, I'm gonna get better. It's just sometimes you really be having stuff on your mind and it's just crowded in there. Like I've been wanting to talk for years. I just finally, you know what I'm saying, said I'm gonna do it. So you gotta understand, my mind got so much information in it and so much stuff that needs to get out that it's like a sporadic thought. It just lasts about 15 to 20 minutes. But yeah, man, that's all I really wanted to get out today, man. We're gonna get back into some deeper stuff in the next episode, but I really just wanted to put that out there, man. Like, what your children see within the confinements of they safe space is what becomes, you know what I'm saying, law to them. So make sure you instilling and make sure you teaching and showing them that the stereotype ain't true. Break that. Build something different. Build something better so they can be better and you can know you did better than what you previously went through. So that's it, man. So this week I got on my dog, man, my brother from another, Young Kings, man. He got everything you need. Sweats, hoodies, t-shirts. He also makes t-shirts, or if you got a family reunion, a death in the family, whatever you need, he can make it. If you got some J's coming, if they got some J's coming out and you want a custom design, you hit my dog up. He gonna put that design on the shirt for you, and you gonna be cleaner than everybody else because you got something everybody else ain't got. Yeah, you hear me? So yeah, Young Kings, man, you gonna be down there in below. But yeah, man. Till next time, man. Is what it is, man. Peace.
Big dog shit, no half stepping. That's on me. Big dog shit, no half stepping. That's on me. Big dog shit, no half stepping. That's on me. Big dog shit, no half stepping.